Last episode I gave my top 10 creativity killers in music production and discussed how they affected our creative flow. In this episode I'll talk about eliminating most of these creativity killers. Hi, this is Frederick from the techno label Detroit, Berlin. If you want to be notified when upcoming videos get published, please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell button. And if you're awesome and like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Number 10. The weather. It certainly isn't easy to solve this one, unless you're prepared to move to a country with a different climate. But what might help is by setting the mood, choosing different backgrounds on your computer screen, or putting an LCD screen on the wall with footage of your preferred weather. Number 8 and 9. The time of the day and lighting. This we can alter in a similar way. If you have some adjustable lights, you can play with light temperature, or go for spacey colors and set the mood that way. Actually, it's great to do this anyway. If you like darker moods, the basement or garage might be a better place for you to produce music than a room with many windows letting sunshine in. Number 7. Gear lust. There's nothing wrong with acquiring some new gear from time to time, but you should be very selective about it. I personally don't get it that people get tired of some equipment, unless it's giving you big problems or workflow issues. Or people that buy and resell dozens of budget stuff where they could instead have bought something more substantial if they saved up. Most important thing to do before clicking the buy now button is doing lots and lots of research online, or go to a store, think about it, wait a few days, and if you're really sure, just go for it. You shouldn't ask yourself the question, do I need it? Because you probably don't. Production gear isn't a necessity in life unless you're earning a living from it, but it sure makes life more fun. Instead, you should ask yourself this: am I willing to spend time and effort to learn how to use the device? And would it provide enough value to my music production as to justify the purchase? Number 6. Daily routine. Everyone's situation is different. Some have a spouse, children, pets, live big or small. This will all have a major impact on how often and when we can put time in our music production. And there are not that many solutions I can think of to overcome this one. So you will need to find a workaround and adjust your music production aspirations to your situation. Number 5. Noises. I came up with 2 possible solutions in the first part already. Soundproofing your studio can to a big extent get rid of most noises. Throw a pair of good closed headphones in the mix for when your surroundings get really loud. Of course, if you want to record acoustic instruments, you're screwed. I find working at night is the best solution, but soundproofing still might be a good option to prevent too much of the noises you're making in reaching the neighbors. Number 4. Workflow issues. There's always a solution when it comes to workflow issues. If they're that severe, I would suggest changing your workflow altogether, which in itself might benefit your creativity because change often equals inspiration. Number 3. Interruptions from friends and family. In many ways similar to the daily routine causing your creativity to crumble, friends and family can't be ignored most of the time. Even when you try to ignore them when they're annoying you, the damage to your mind flow is already caused, and the only viable option is to adjust once more. Number 2. The day job. If you're doing a full-time 9-to-5 day job, it's really hard to find time for music production, especially combined with having a spouse and children, who deserve some of your time too. The only thing that might help is keeping your musical project small and focused. Work on different elements that come together in the end. More a tip than a solution, but by taking a recording device everywhere you go and sampling noises and your surroundings along the way, You can integrate some music production, preparation and inspiration into your daily life. Number 1. Other work. If you do other work besides your day job and you feel it's a huge drain of creativity, maybe it's time to look at the options to make your music profitable in one way or another and make it your other job. And then, the biggest creative disruptor to rule them all, the internet. It will all come down to self-discipline in the end, suppressing the temptation to look on your smartphone or tablet. And if you need to open your browser to do some work, go directly to the site you need to do the work on. I have multiple browsers. One of them I will use solely for SoundCloud, so when I open the browser, SoundCloud is already being loaded, circumventing the temptation to get distracted. Another browser will take me directly to YouTube, etc. There's so much information about equipment, techniques and other productivity enhancing stuff to be found on the net that it would be unwise to totally ban it altogether. I also got some additional creativity killers from our viewers. PAT felt women are distracting him in some way. Not sure the women themselves are calling for attention, which I would take as a compliment myself, or he's just visiting too many porn sites. In case of the latter, I suggest waiting until the track is finished before getting distracted, and applying the internet solution with different browsers as a starting point in doing so. When you're feeling too relaxed, it will translate to the music, so it all depends on what you're producing. Rudy Lepeltier mentioned drugs. Wonder if he meant the use of or the lack of using it. In any case, I don't encourage using drugs, but I also not encourage getting run over by a truck. In the end, that's a creativity killer too. When I was on some heavy medication many years ago, I made some tracks, and although they are interesting to say the least, I don't think they're actually good tracks. When it comes to club, festival and party related music in general, I think drugs deserve a dedicated episode, although I feel my view and experience would make it a very boring one. People who got famous for using music because they were doing drugs, I can't think of anyone, but I can sure think of many people going down, getting arrested and ODing from using. All in all, it's important to stay focused and don't let these distractions take your passion away. Should you have any other questions about this topic, I'll be glad to answer them. More videos will follow soon, so if you're new to the channel, please feel free to hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.